This is a movie that I call adult movie. This is the reality of people, or could be the reality of people. Um, there are themes that jumped at me watching the movie, and I'm going to go into them. So let's just go straight into the very first one. The very first one was the theme where the woman became the breadwinner of the family. I mean, when the tables turn, how do you manage the situation? Chidi was working, Alicia was working. Chidi lost his job. Alicia became the sole breadwinner of the family. She had to work to bring in money to pay for bills, to pay for food, to just fuel the car. Every single thing became her problem. Now it is the management that became the problem. She did not know how to manage the pressure. She was overwhelmed with the bills that came in, with what she had to deal with, what she has to pay for, with what she has to settle, with what she has to do A, B, C every single day. And what even frustrated her the more was the fact that the estate would be sending her emails. I mean, she'd be frustrated. This is frustration that ask for. But then life happens. Okay, and life happened, and then she was overwhelmed. She could not manage her emotions. She could not manage the frustration, and then she just vented everything out on her husband. She lost her respect for the man. She treated him anyhow. She maltreated him. She treated him like a common house help. Okay, like people treat people like that, even though it's not right. Okay, she just had no respect. She insulted him. Of what use are you if you can't do this? Of what use are you if you can't, like, such painful words? It's all because she was frustrated, all because she could not manage the demands that came with being the breadwinner of the family. And this is where we just stop and say that, you know what, guys, thank you so much for all you do. All fathers, all men who are trying hard to provide for their families. This is where you stop and say thank you. We salute you. Just take your thanks. So just that, because we saw it was overwhelming for her, but the man was doing it without complaining, without whining, without being frustrated, without treating her badly. You get? Just have to say, guys, Charlie, thank you. Thank you for all you did, for your sacrifices. We appreciate, and then we see them. I mean, I don't think Chidi would have, had a problem with helping around the house since he was home. He didn't have a job, but it was how he was told to do it. It was how he was asked to do it by Alicia, played by ruthkadiri, and then Chidi, played by Morisam. And let me see, I've never really commented about Morisam's acting, but the guy is a natural. He is really, really good. I have never commented about how he acts or anything of the sort, but he's a natural. He's really good. He is really, really, really good. So back to what I was saying, I don't think he would have had a problem with helping with stuff around the house if he was told nicely. But the way Alicia told him, the way she would shout, she was always angry, and it came with the pressures. She could not deal with it. That was one of the themes. The tables turning and the woman becomes the breadwinner. How do you handle it? How do you manage it? I know someone who the table turned, but not in a way that the husband loses the job entirely. But I think she was even earning more than the husband. But she didn't, go around the house showing how big of a woman she is and stuff. Because today, the tables have turned again, and the husband is earning more. In fact, the husband didn't even remember that she's even working because he earns so much that it covers every single thing, that they don't even need her salary to do anything. You get? So anything can happen. Life can, just turn. So let's just, from this, we just need to know how to manage it when things turn around, or when life happens. Just simply when life happens. You get? Now, the second thing I want to talk about is living within your means. Okay. Now, when Alicia and Chidi were complaining and arguing, she mentioned that when we got married, you made us move to this estate, you made us buy a car, you made us live an expensive life that was not our life before we got married. All this is your fault, because if we were to be living within our means, I'm sure the pressures wouldn't have gotten to her that much, and so she wouldn't, vent and then be frustrated and be angry all the time. You get? So I think Alicia also went ahead with the proposal, like anything Chidi said when they got married, let's move here. She was like, okay, let's move here. She's like, okay, let's move here. She's like, okay, let's buy this car. She's like, okay. They didn't really plan their finances. They didn't really talk about their finances. They didn't really, assess how they're going to manage should anything happen. I think they didn't really plan for the future at all. So when Chidi lost his job, everything just came down crumbling. But for the work that Alicia had, it would have been a whole disaster for the two of them. Okay. So I mean, it's good to live comfortably, but living within your means cannot be, taken for granted. You just have to live within your means, so you don't find yourself in, this hectic situation. Should life happen, you get. So that's another thing that jumped at me. Living within your means. Let's all live within our means. We don't owe social media anything. You don't have to prove anything to anybody. So let's just live within our means and be happy. Okay, no frustration. Now, the third theme I'll talk about is influence, good and bad influence from friends, from your circles. Now, Victory's character in this movie was one that was refreshing to me because in the other movies that Ruth had featured him, he was a doctor, he was a cool friend, he was this cool guy who was, an upright gentleman. But in this one, he was trouble, he was a womanizer. So his character was refreshing. I liked that we saw a different side of him. He was a womanizer. He had like troublemaker everywhere he went. He was trouble, and he was into women. And when Alicia was starving Chidi, he thought, let's just have some fun. But how do you take two strange women to your friend's matrimonial home so you guys will have fun? What was Brian's home doing? Or he had just one bedroom, so they couldn't go there. I doubt. I'm sure he would have like two bedrooms, so they could have gone to Brian's home. Why would you go to Chidi's matrimonial home? I think they wanted to create that scene, where the ladies would have to be, shoved out of the house, hidden. That those like few minutes scene was quite interesting and fun because you were annoyed at the ladies that they should shut up, but then at the same time you were like, okay, the movie is a bit, a little suspense here and there. Is she going to find out? Even all those noise, she didn't hear. Alicia didn't hear anything, and so she went to the room and found that earring and then confronted the guy. But I think the confrontation also helped because it made them, speak to each other and then say whatever has been on their chest for a while. Okay, so everybody just said whatever they want to say and then they just went out. So yeah, I like Victory's character, refreshing, different, troublemaker. But then another good thing is that good and bad influence I mentioned. So the bad influence was what he made the husband Chidi do his friend, and the good influence was that Brian was always there for Chidi. He was very supportive. He didn't look down on him because he didn't have a job. He was trying to even get him a job. He was very supportive. So that was one good thing. I think Chidi knows that Brian is a correct guy aside womanizing. So yeah. So that too was something that I took notice of. Now the fourth and perhaps final theme that jumped at me again was the abuse that Alicia, went through. I mean, you have issues with your husband, you guys are separated for a while, and you meet your ex and he comes in. I'm wondering, was the ex always abusive or he became abusive later? I think he was always abusive because when Alicia told Chidi that, it's what's his name? I've forgotten the guy's name. Is this person who did this to me? Harry. Is this person? It's Harry who did this to me. He's like, you've gone back to your ex. You get. So I think Harry has always been abusive, and he comes home. Career woman, you close from work, you come home, and he wants fresh food. Your husband didn't even used to ask for fresh food. Your husband would wash your stuff. This guy is asking you to wash his stuff. Your husband, the things that your husband would do that you were shouting at him. This guy would not do any, and he would ask you to do those same things, and even at odd hours. It made her reflect and say, hey, I have really messed up. I have really, really messed up. So the abuse, physical, verbal, anything. Look at you, this guy. When he came into the house, look at his backpack and stuff. I was like, is this guy serious? Is that how to move into a woman's house? Anyways, so that abuse we saw, and we saw how what was his name? Chidi was really disappointed when he found out that you're back with this guy. We've not even resolved our marriage, and stuff. So that was the abusive part. But she was strong. Alicia was strong to ask Harry to leave, even though she slapped the guy slapped her. He said, "What are you saying?" I said, "Leave my house." What are you saying? He slapped her again. He said, "Leave my house." But she couldn't say it for the third time. I mean, because if you keep saying it, you still receive slap. But I think she tried. She was kind of bold enough to even ask him to leave the house. Not all women can do that. And I like when Chidi came to the house with the guys to get this man out of the house. He just barged in and was like, "Hey," and he's like, "No, this is not the right time for me to show my madness." I said, I just need to get out of the house." And I like that when Chidi got him out of the house, he just turned around and then just left. I like that scene. It's not the time to hug and cuddle and I'm sorry and cry. No. So those are the themes. I think at the end, we also saw that Chidi and Alicia are now sitting to talk about their finances, talk about how they can manage moving into a smaller place, and they planning their life. Okay, and Alicia's response at the end was very funny. He says, "Let's get to a smaller house." I agree. Let's do this. I agree. Let's do that. I agree. I mean, who wouldn't agree? You don't want to lose your husband. You don't want to lose this amazing guy. So they had a conversation, and then they were more open about their feelings and what they wanted and stuff. So that was really good. I think the acting was not bad at all. Brian's girlfriend did not do bad at all. The two ladies, the trouble ladies, who were not bad. It was just the last lady that Brian's girl fiance brought in that I didn't really like her acting. But I mean, she was just supporting cast, so no big deal. But storyline very good, very 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 good, because reality it was good. Lighting, acting from, I mean, the main guys also very good. So yeah, just that when what's his name, Brian said my fiance is coming, the fiance was not wearing ring, Chidi was not wearing ring, neither was Ruth Alicia wearing ring. I don't know what happened with those rings, but anyways, that's just by the way. So let me know what you made of the movie. Did you like it? Did you enjoy it as much as I did? I think out of a 5, I'm going to give this a 4. It was a really good one. So do want to like this video. Let me know what you made of it. Leave your comments in the comment section. And do want to like this video, subscribe, part of my family, and I'll see you again next time. Until then, do take care, and it's a bye from me. Bye.